It's been my experience that it's just not true. 15 years of being with her, there's really no difference. Because at the end of the day, it's a woman.
Everyone, it's Blue. Make sure you like and subscribe and go follow me on Patreon. It's only $5 a month and you get an extra video every week.
We have orders and we have to follow them. That supersedes everything, including your mother's.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Even if you think the mission's FUBAR, sir?
Especially if you think the mission's FUBAR.
What's FUBAR? Oh, it's German. Yeah. Never heard of that.
Today I'm going to be reacting to a Bill Burr clip. It's called Arguing Over Elvis.
Check it out, the #1 thing we fight about is television, I watch sports, she watches those Real Housewives, it just doesn't work out, you guys have the Real Housewives out here? You do? Yeah. It's just, I imagine it's just the most depressing thing ever, isn't it? Those women, they just look so exhausted, you know what I mean? They just put the war paint and the circle tip, just trying to tuck it in and like an athlete at the end of their career, just trying to limp out on the field one more time. They're not as fast as they used to be. It reminds you of your own mortality. It's just like, ladies, just sit down, put on something flowing. I'll put on a sport coat. We'll be in bed by 8:30, right? We're old, So we realized that, I don't know, we always fight about the television. So I'm like, well, what about documentaries? Why don't we just tape something we both like? We both love documentaries. They're fun, right? You watch them, you learn something, you repeat it at a party, people think you read.
That's funny, I used that phrase.
So I tape, first one I tape is on Elvis Presley, right? Now I love Elvis, okay? He fascinates me. He's like the first rock star with the power of television. They just intersected and he went to he ascended to this level of fame that no one had ever been to before. Hence, he made all the mistakes because there was no one there to help him out, right? He got a piece of manager that stole from him. Bam! He stopped making music, started making movies. He's not a good actor, right? Does that. Married a minor, started doing drugs, got fat, got an entourage, got even fatter, started wearing onesies, doing karate kicks, splitting his pants. Nobody's saying shit. You look good, King. You like that? You like when my royal balls hang out? We love it, King. Keep going.
Oh, okay,
starts
that
doing
happened.
pills, gets addicted. He dies alone on a toilet. All right? This man kicked open all of those doors for the rest of us.
Oh my gosh.
So I sit down and I'm watching this documentary as a white dude, which is what I am. I'm looking out my white head, watching this white shit. It's coming back into my white eyes, getting whiter by the second. Right? Now my wife, on the other hand, she's black, right? Now I hate saying that because it makes it seem like I'm gonna start doing some stupid comparison jokes. Those dumb white guy, black guy jokes. And it's always like the white guy's like, oh Jesus, I gotta do my taxes. Can this chair hold me? The black guy's always like, you need to loosen up. You gotta relax, man. You just gotta let it happen.
Isn't that Cat Williams? I don't know.
It's always the same stupid joke. I hate those jokes, because they're easy. And it's been my experience that it's just not true. 15 years of being with her, there's really no difference. Because at the end of the day, it's a woman. It's gonna be the same fights. I don't give a who you're with. I'm not gonna lie to you. There might be more head movement and hand gestures with different races of women. Possibly an index finger jabbing at your forehead, whatever the that is. But at the end of the day, it's the same fight. What's going on with us? You need to work on this. Why don't we communicate better, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I feel like I could have just kept going. This is so hilarious. It's hard to cover everything because even though it's just been a short amount of time and he really hasn't covered too much, I just feel like there was so much to talk about and analyze. And one of them is Elvis. I don't really know much about Elvis, so I felt like I basically just saw his entire life. He laid it out really well, and I love the comedic effect that he put on it, which is he opened up all these doors and was the first person to really do all these things in the world's point of view. Rock star, TV, how he danced, whatever, all of it, I'm sure. Things that I'm missing because, again, I don't know him very well. And then just out of nowhere, I realized, oh, that's not a good thing. Has he been saying negative things? Oh, that's embarrassing. Okay, sounds like he's going downhill. And I was in it and I didn't know how I got there and he was just done. And then he died. And it was just super quick and I was like, wow, that was a lot of information, really well laid out and really well laid out, and I really liked it.
At the end of the day, it's the same fights. What's going on with us? You need to work on this. Why don't we communicate better, right? So she starts watching this as a black person, right? And she's seeing all the racism, obviously, that I'm seeing, but she was catching all this subtle shit that I was too white to see, but I knew I was missing it, because I just kept hearing her huffing and puffing, just sitting next to me being like, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, somebody did something. I don't know what just happened, but I don't think that was good.
Oh my gosh, I want him to talk to me that way.
Right when I didn't think it could get any worse, it could get any more uncomfortable between the two of us, this white dude comes on who evidently discovered Elvis. And he's like 190 years old, and he comes out and starts talking. He's just like, well, basically, I was looking for a white boy that could take the down and dirty, nasty blues and combine it with the pristine, angelic sounds of bluegrass. Yeah, that's what he was doing. He was suddenly putting black down here while he was propping up the white shit. You know, the down and dirty, daddy not sticking around, drug-infested neighborhood blues with the Jesus as white as me, hair the color of the sun, angelic bluegrass playing music, right? So at this point, my wife has like steam coming out of her ears, so I make a judgment call. I just shut it off, right? And she looks at me, she's like, why did you shut that off?
Oh gosh, no.
Why did you shut it off? I was like, because you're about 3 minutes away from yelling at me like I produced this music.
Ah, such a good way to put it.
Right? Let's just forget it. We'll watch something else. She's like, no, why can't we just watch the rest of this and then discuss it afterwards? It's like, I don't do that. I just want to watch a documentary. I don't want to have a lecture because of these assholes. I didn't do anything. I'm just sitting there watching TV. And not to mention, we're just going to get into an argument. She's like, well, why would we get into an argument? I'm like, ugh. All right, you know why? Because not for nothing, there was some black people in there saying that I didn't agree with, you know? I'm not huffing and puffing. Yeah, I said that.
No.
Like a fucking idiot. And she just looks at me, she's like what black people?
Oh gosh.
Like what black people that said what? And at that point, it's like you started the luge, right? You can't get off the fucking sled. Now you gotta have the argument. I'm like, ah, here we go, guess we're having this. And I'm like, all right, the black guy who brought up leg shaking, saying Elvis took leg shaking from us. It's like, really? Leg shaking? No, nobody thought to do this?
Oh no!
Black people came up with that? You telling me that? I'll even give you that. Let's say you came up with that, but where did that black dude learn how to do it? Didn't he watch some older black guy do it? But what, because he's the same color? He's not stealing, he's just carrying on the tradition. But if Elvis does it, oh, what the f***? Now he's the biggest thief ever? That doesn't make any sense to me. She goes, no, you idiot. It's not about the leg shaking, okay? It's about, he appropriated a culture. He took all the music, he got all the money, got all the fame. He's called the king of it now, and he never gave a not even a shout out. And I was like, all right. Fair enough. You made about 7 or 8 good points there that I can't refute.
Oh my gosh.
He appropriated a culture. I get it, you're right. She goes, fine, thank you. And I go, however...
No! Oh my gosh! I was thinking too, because I haven't checked the time, I was like, does it end here? Is it about to end? I'm not going to even know what to say at the end of this video that's like golden. And of course, why would it end right there? I mean, he's going to have a but I love his face when he does, it's usually women, but in this particular case, it's Nia. This like not beady eye, but he like I can't do it. I can't make his face, but I love the face that he makes. It's so good. You can completely see this just stuck up, I don't know, face on him, and he does it really well, and I don't know how to explain it, but it's so good. It's like my favorite thing. He even tried in this situation to steer clear away from an argument or a conversation about it just by turning off the TV right whenever he felt like he even saw, okay, this isn't working out, we should have stopped. And no matter what he said, she knew what to say to draw him back in because it required a response, and him responding was what was going to be a trigger for her to start an argument. So it was funny that he was like, nope, I just don't think it's a good idea, but he kept getting sucked in by like, well, why can't you just turn it on? Well, why can't we just watch it and then have a conversation later? And they just went back and forth, and then boom, they're finally having like an argument or discussion over it.
And I go, however, not for nothing, do I get mad at you when you get on a skateboard and you start going down the fucking street? Do I get all offended like, hey man, that's some white shit, stop appropriating my culture, man. Some dirty white kid in Santa Monica came up with that, man. Okay. So she starts laughing, and I should have stopped there, but I'm a comedian, right? I'm like, like, oh, I'm getting a laugh. There's got to be a bigger laugh.
No, he could have said it and got out.
Let's come with another example. So I'm like, yeah, do I get mad at you when you fly from LA to New York in under 6 hours?
Wait.
And she just, She just stares at me. She's just like, that was up. I was like, yeah, I know. It sounded good in my head, and then it came out. I was just going for the laugh. And then she wouldn't let up. She's like, well, why is it up? Why is it up? So now I'm back in the classroom. And I'm like, because if historically speaking, black people enjoyed the same amount of freedom and privilege, they would have had the money and the time to figure out how to fly too. And she goes, that's right. And I go, however.
Oh my gosh.
Your music would have suffered. You can't have my level of freedom and privilege walking around with that cul-de-sac. It really is going to be okay. And come up with that painful, beautiful music. You can't do that. Next thing you know, you're clapping on the downbeat. You're playing a washboard. Right? James Brown is line dancing. All goes out the window. So you got to make a choice.
Oh, I wanted to hear the other word. Darn it. It was still good. It was still so funny. I liked how he had a chance to get out and win her over by making her laugh, and he didn't take it. He was just like, oh, let me keep going. Like, he got an inch, and he's like, I want more, because he's competing, and he needs, like, I don't want to say he needs validation. It was just like, you know, it was probably fun for him, and he took too much. He got stingy. So I found that really funny too. There was like all of these paths that he could have taken to escape, but he kept getting sucked into it. So I found that entire thing kind of like a cartoon, and he kept just like fumbling all over these obstacles, trying to get out of this argument, and it was really well done. I do like that he has an opinion about like how the music would have suffered, because a lot of that music and even the words and the passion behind what a lot of artists have been able to say and do and perform, he does point out, at least that he feels, that all came from pain and suffering and having all of this. So it's a very interesting take that I haven't really thought about before, on how he does feel if you were on the side, or you had all these rights, or you flew planes, or had the same opportunities. He set up in a very interesting way that this would have suffered, because you wouldn't have, that came about because of this, and if you didn't have that, that wouldn't have happened. If you guys haven't already, make sure you check out all my links down below. Also my Twitch, I promise I'll post soon, and my Patreon. It's only $5, and you can ask a video every week, and I'll see you guys next time.